I am so ready for this.
Me too.
I'm so ready. I can't wait.
Big sip of wine for that.
What's going on with your life? How are you? I mean, I know we just talked about it, but now we're recording.
Well, my answer's the same.
Got it.
I'm very close to spring break, though. That's good.
I know what I wanted to tell you.
What?
So, I'm teaching a new class.
Oh, that started already?
Nope, semester starts on Tuesday.
Wow.
Baby.
Wow.
And we sent out this kind of like welcome survey that was like, hey, tell us a little bit more about you. And we usually put the students into these like teams because they do these projects and they're in teams.
Yeah.
And so one of the questions was, what job do you want? Because the class usually models like the jobs they want.
Yeah.
And one person was like, I want this job that's relative to the class, but also I would love to be a screenwriter.
Was it like, me in disguise?
Katie's in my class. Which is, so these are seniors just about to graduate. And I'm like, if like this person's cool and then they graduate, I could show the podcast because normally I do not share this with students. But yeah, I thought you'd get a kick out of that because I was so excited. I was like, I got this person's number.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
You'll have to like just keep slipping in like movie references and see, and then like look at that person like, you get it? Did you get it?
You get it?
Are you one of us? Are you?
What's nostalgia to you? Were you not born when this movie came out?
What's the best year for movies? Extra credit if you get it right.
I can't tell you how many times in class I'm like, is that still a thing, guys? And then I feel old.
I can so see you saying that, honestly.
No, for real. I was talking about sneakerheads because I was sharing I was like, oh, this project I did, the person who would buy this is a sneakerhead. I was like, do you guys still do that? Is that a thing? And like half the class was like, yeah. I was like, oh, sorry.
See, and then the movie reference you can make for that is there's a new movie called Air by Ben Affleck, and it's about the Michael Jordan shoe. Like, it's the movie. That's the movie. It's getting a lot of critical acclaim, by the way.
Whoa. Ben Affleck?
Yes.
What?
Yep. Don't worry, Matt Damon's there too, y'all. They're a package deal.
What in the world?
I think it's called Air, because Air Jordans.
Why is he qualified to make this movie?
That is the question. Maybe he's a sneakerhead. Maybe he took your class and was in the background.
Holy cow, I taught Ben Affleck.
Wow. He's the screenwriter. It's like, it's me. I have this movie, Good Will Hunting, I'm thinking of. Oh, wow. Boy, wow. Well, that's super fun. Let us know how that goes.
Sisters who've seen it. We are the sisters who've seen it. Sisters, shooby-dooby-doo-wop, sisters, shooby-dooby-doo-wop, sisters, sisters who've seen it.
Hello.
Hello there.
Welcome back, listeners.
Welcome back.
Whoop whoop. Welcome to our nostalgic happy hour this week.
This is not only... Oh, we're not going into it yet.
Sorry. Okay.
But I was going to say, we typically do movies,
and
then sometimes we do TV shows. We're just going buck wild for this
We're doing lots of shit at once. So yeah, let me just do my job, which I didn't do yet. I'm going to introduce ourselves, listeners. We are your hosts for tonight. Hello. So, we are the Sisters Who've Seen It, the podcast where two sisters who are not movie critics look back on some of our favorites throughout the years through a psychological, ethical, and familial lens. I'm Katie.
I'm Bridget.
And welcome to the Nostalgic Happy Hour for the 95th Oscars. Why am I British? It just came out. I don't know. You never know what's going to happen at Oscars night, everyone.
First, we need to talk about Jimmy Kimmel going from the Man Show to hosting the Oscars.
He's hosted the Oscars before, though. I'm pretty sure he was the host the year. I'm referencing it now because we're going to get it out of the way. The year that they brought the random tour bus of people into the fucking Academy Awards.
That is your Degrassi.
This is my Oscars Degrassi moment. It was the most brilliant thing I've ever seen. I want it every year. Every year. Why can't we do that every every year, people. Come on. Amazing.
Wow.
But he was hosting that year, so I don't know how many times he's hosted, but yeah,
it's weird to me. And I know he has a whole show, and I get he's like, because I'm sure people don't remember the Man Show. If you had Adam Carolla just roll up and he's like, welcome everybody to the Oscars, like, that's so random.
He used to have girls just jump on mini trampolines with like their boobs bouncing. Like, that's what I remember. And I was like, why is this? Hello?
The worst.
What's happening?
Well, now that I got that out of my system.
Wow.
Kate, let's get into it.
Woo!
Luckily, you and I were live texting, live tweeting.
There's a lot of live, yes.
A lot of back and forth coverage. So we will not bore you by going into like every intricate detail, but we're going to hit the highlights and we're going to try to do it somewhat sequential. Okay?
Bridge, listen. For the youngin' listeners, y'all may not remember this icon, but I'm going to call this person icon. Joan Rivers, respect, right hand, because she's passed. We used to have Joan Rivers. We don't have her anymore, but tonight we have Bridget. And Bridget's going to be our Joan Rivers. And Bridget, I want to hear, what was your, give me some of your favorite outfits or outfit of the night. I'd love to hear.
So,
what did we
like? You know what everyone talks about with the Ozempic or whatever?
Wait, can we talk about it? Because is that a weight loss thing?
It's really sad. What I know about it.
What is that?
It's a drug for people with diabetes.
Okay.
And people who don't have diabetes realize if they take it, they lose weight and do not get hungry. It's like an appetite suppressant. Oh. So all these celebrities like take it. And as much as like this pains me to say, everyone just like looked skinny. They looked skinny. Mm-hmm. And I felt like the Botox, like here's the thing. If you looked at 20 years ago, the Oscars and today, and you were like, this person's 52, this person's 52. Everyone looked 20 years younger.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, I think I was texting you, I was like, I think I'm a lesbian now. Because everyone was like, stunning. Stunning.
I mean, my theory is once you become famous in Hollywood, everybody talks about Scientology, blah, blah, but I really think there's a vampire thing going on, okay? I really think we're just turning into vampire. We got a Twilight situation. I don't know.
Mindy Kaling looks like a different person.
Yes, she absolutely does.
It's crazy. She looks like a different person.
Yeah.
The only one that looked like themselves was Malala, which
girl,
what is she doing there? But I love it. She's beautiful. She had a hood. She had this glittery hood.
That was her hijab. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's just like amazing.
Wait, look at this picture I just sent. This was Janelle Monáe, who we talked about in Glass Onion.
She's stunning.
I mean, I love that.
She's a vampire. Like she's stunning.
Definitely.
Like look, she's stunning.
Wait, you want to talk about vampires? I'm upset that this person did not get screen time at the Oscars. Take a look at this hottie patati. This is Guillermo from What We Do in the Shadows. He was there. Why was he not on camera? I am upset.
Looks
what a bae.
Incredible.
I know. He's a vampire. He's been turned.
Wow.
Definitely been turned. I actually think I stole that exact statement from this tweet that I retweeted, and I did, now that I read it with my eyeballs. This person said, I think Nandor finally made Guillermo a vampire.
Wow. I love this. Wow. But overall, everyone was glitz and glam and stunning. The only person that looked their age was Hugh Grant, who called himself a scrotum.
Did you hear that he was also apparently like really rude to one of the interviewers?
Ashley Graham.
Yes.
And I watched it. I watched the interview.
What's the take?
He was rude, but it was like she wasn't bothered by it. Mm-hmm. She's like, oh, what are you wearing tonight? He's like, oh, I don't care. She's like, okay, you know, who are you here with? He's like, doesn't matter. So
oh my God. Does he need a therapist on the carpet? Jesus.
He was a bummer. She didn't care though. she kind of moved on. She's like, okay, bye. Like, I'm asking you normal questions and you're not into it. That's fine. I got things to do.
He did call himself a scrotum, though, and that was too much. I think that was during the ceremony, though. That wasn't on the red carpet.
Yeah. So I thought everyone looked incredible.
Yeah.
The only person, and I'm trying to find out who this was.
Was this, are you going to talk about Tem?
You made a joke about sitting behind her would have been awful.
Yes, so her name
Who was that?
Tem or Thames, and she is a songwriter, and she wrote the song that Rihanna sang from the Black Panther movie.
I mean, great at her job, but boy, oh boy, not considerate of people behind her.
I was gonna say, like, it was like real easy joke territory with her outfit, but then a bunch of other people were like, watch your fucking mouth, she's a saint. And then I was like, oh god, conflict, you know,
like,
I don't know.
Whatever.
Right. Okay.
Well, so Jimmy Kimmel kicks it off, and everyone is prepared for like a Will Smith slap, right?
Everybody's on edge.
I feel, and so he is like kicked out, I think, for like 10 years or something.
Yeah, something ridiculous like that.
But I'm sure he probably doesn't want to be there. Everyone would just make jokes about him. Like, yeah. I'm sure he doesn't want to be there. And I feel like everyone, it's like when we all were sick of Trump. It was like, can we just be people again? And it was lovely. There was no major issues. Jimmy Kimmel lived in the safe zone.
He did, yeah.
There was lots of good people that got picked. Some snubs, but not an overwhelming amount. And I don't know, it was really enjoyable.
So he did make the one, and it felt like only one joke about the Will Smith slap. And he didn't necessarily talk about it, but he kind of framed it as like, listen, if anyone's thinking of committing violence tonight, I just want to let you know that like we've got a security team. And then he like was roping in different actors to be, so he was like, you know, Michelle Yeoh is like, you know, she's one of our martial artists. And then they had Pedro Pascal there because he is in Mandalorian and The Last of Us. So he was one of the presenters. So they're like, we got a Mandalorian. And then they did the fucking part. They cuts to Andrew Garfield. He goes, and we have a Spider-Man. And Andrew was like, and Bridge, you're gonna die. Guess who was also at this Oscar ceremony, allegedly?
Tobey Maguire?
Yes! The drummer!
Awkward.
I would have made that face too if I was Andrew Garfield. I've been like, you guys gotta go get the MVP.
Multiple Spideys.
He's over there. Oh, the awkwardness.
Yikes.
My God, missed.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Well, Jimmy Kimmel kicks it off by talking, which I thought was funny. He was kind of ripping on Steven Spielberg the way that people used to rip on Meryl Streep. With like, you keep winning. Steven Spielberg was nominated for an Oscar in 6 different decades.
That's insane.
John Williams was the oldest nominee in Oscar history.
Oh my God!
Nominated 53 times and won 5.
What?
John Williams.
Only 5?
I
That's
am so glad you said that, because I thought, well, that's a bad ratio and he's incredible. However, Steven Spielberg and him are like buddy, right? Like they utilize each other.
I was gonna say,
incredible.
those 5 must have been like the big Steven Spielberg movies, I bet, like Jurassic Park and Jaws, and he obviously did Star Wars, so I'm sure that was one of them. Wow, yep. That's crazy.
Yep. And okay, so Lady Gaga's there, Rihanna's there. We're blending music, we're blending movies. It's just a good time, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah.
The only person missing was Eminem, which we wished was there.
Oh God. What? Do you remember what years that was? Because I blacked out.
It was like 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Geez. Oh, well,
because we talked about it on the podcast.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. That was amazing. Honestly, even if it had no relevance to anything, like, I would just love it if again, just like the tour bus, every year, just bring Eminem out. He sings Lose Yourself, and then we just move on with our day, okay? If we're gonna we're gonna get to it, but if we're gonna have Disney advertisement bullshit happening, I want an Eminem break, the Eminem rapper break, and M&Ms handed out while the tour bus also comes through. That's what I want to see. Thank you.
I'm manifesting this. Katie and I are at the Oscars. We tell everybody to look under their seats. There's actual M&M candy. And then we announce
with Eminem's face on it. Yeah.
And then we announce him, and then he starts to go crazy, and then we point to everyone in the crowd and yell at who's too young to know him.
Oh, God.
Or this song.
And then Bridget goes, you guys know this one? Am I old? What's
Do you
happening?
guys still listen to Eminem?
You listen to this guy? This guy here. Wow, what a day.
Okay, so it starts off fun. We go into, like, animated movies. Pinocchio wins.
I think that's always the first category, too.
It was fun.
Interesting. And I don't know the facts about this, but this is kind of a fun fact. Like, that wasn't always a category. I feel like that just became a category in the early 2000s, and I believe the very first winner was Shrek. And that's just what I pulled out of my brain. I'm not gonna look it up, but someone can fact check me on that. And I do believe that's true, though.
If you say it with enough connection, it's true.
Yeah, it's true, then.
To you, okay?
Yeah.
Guillermo, who wins?
Guillermo del Toro for Pinocchio.
And he had an adorable speech that actually highlighted what you just said, where thank you for appreciating non-CGI and animation. Katie, as you know, I love me some Jim Henson, and I think he's right.
See, that's
kinda
interesting,
over
though.
the CGI.
But I do feel if they did like another Muppet movie and somehow it got Oscar nominated, I actually don't think it would be in the animation category. I feel like they'd put it, you know what I mean? Because it's
like
not
live action something.
Right. Yeah. Well, his Pinocchio movie was like stop motion animation. And I heard it's pretty good. I haven't seen it, but I love Guillermo del Toro. Mary and I sang happy birthday to him at Comic-Con one year.
To his face?
Well, we were in a crowd of like 1,000, but we technically sang to him.
Got it.
So
got it. When you tell that story, you might need to add that detail. It seems like you were just talking to him.
Just saying.
But we get hit with the feels early because it's the best male actor, whatever you want to call it. Oh my God, Katie. Just reading the old, like I was just doing some notes beforehand and reading it. I started crying.
I cried. It was so emotional.
Oh my God.
Is that when we sent each other
selfies of each other crying?
Pictures of ourselves crying. I love that.
Wow. Okay. So, Kate, who won? What was it for?
Everything, everywhere, all at once. Kei Kwan. Data, okay? Fucking won.
Let's give him
beautiful speech.
His respect.
Oh my God.
He is somebody that was a child actor.
Yes.
He was a refugee.
I know, I didn't know that.
First Vietnam born Oscar winner. He quit acting in the 2000s because he wasn't getting anything.
Yeah.
He decided after Crazy Rich Asians to get back into acting. So we're talking like not too long ago. 2 weeks after he decides to get back into acting, hits this movie, Everything Everywhere All at Once, gets an Oscar.
Amazing.
He literally said to his 84-year-old mother, Mom, I want an Oscar, and the floodgates open.
And then he said the line where he was like, you have to believe in your dreams. And I was like, I'm gonna make this into a poster and hang it on my wall for the children, and they're not gonna know anything that's happening. Oh my God. That was so beautiful.
Can you do that? Can you do his like Oscar speech and just be like, children,
be like,
you could do it.
Read that. And the kids are like, we can't read. Yeah, we're in kindergarten. Yeah, it was just really amazing. And he's the best. I'm so happy he won. Or I should say, I'm so happy that category was early on, because I feel like I would have been nervous if because he was Michelle Yeoh was the other big one, but he really, for me, I was like, come on, dude. Come on.
And I didn't see all the other actor movies. Yeah. Maybe somebody else was snubbed. They're all good actors. So James is like a cynic, right? And he's like, oh, sometimes with these Oscars, they just like pick people based on like who they think it's their time or like whatever. So in a way, I feel like we should thank Will Smith for being such a hot mess that then they were like, we got to course correct and we got to actually nominate this adorable man who deserves it.
He really deserved it.
Right?
Yeah, he really did. Really, really did. So that was amazing. Bridge, somewhere around this time in the show, though, there was a song happening that we need to talk about because I still don't understand what was happening.
What song?
But I tweeted about it. Well, couldn't tell you the name, but here's the tweet I wrote. I said, all the ladies better go tell the closest man to them to give them an applause because they earned it. # Women's History Month 2023. You remember that song? It was like some random lady. They didn't even even announce it. Some lady comes out and she's just like, give her an applause. Everyone get the... And I was like, what? And she was just singing about give the women applauses, like claps. And I was like, is this a song? You know, maybe I should look that up before I just go and like make up lies about things.
I'm fine with it. However, I'm wondering if that was part of some random person's speech.
Wait, no, it was Totes' song, I'm an Asshole. It was a nominee. It's called Applause from Tell It Like a Woman, music and lyric by Diane Warren. Did they announce that and I blacked out? Was I already crying about I don't know.
We might have been taking selfies at that point.
We were crying.
But they whip it to Best Female Oscar, and this is a little controversial, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Jamie Lee Curtis wins. I have mixed feelings about it too. Yeah. When has Angela Bassett won a win? Mm-hmm. She's just consistently epic. She's so fucking epic. And Stephanie Hsu, because, are you kidding? Are you kidding? She made that movie.
Yeah.
I'd be kind of pissed. That movie wins all these Oscars. In my opinion, she could have almost been the lead if you were really going to be kind of nitpicky about it.
Right.
And she's the only one to not win. Come on.
And she fucking sang at the Oscars too. You're like, oh girl, you're carrying so much in your little back. Oy.
Well, she's originally like a Broadway.
I know, Bridge, because Mary and I saw her on Broadway in the SpongeBob musical. She was carrying the computer and she slapped. And it was awesome. Did I know who she was at the time? No, but you know.
So I feel like they're going to have to make up for that, right? Like that's going to be, I'm hoping she gets more opportunities because I'd argue she got somewhat snubbed.
Yeah.
Her and Angela Bassett.
Yeah. So Stephanie Hsu, I think will have a lot more movies and roles that she'll be in. There's actually a movie coming out that she's in called Joyride. Did you see a preview for this?
No.
It looks really funny. It's kind of like a girls like comedy, but it's all Asian actresses. And the plot's like one of the girls was adopted and then she tries to go find her birth mom in, I want to say China, and Stephanie Hsu's in it. And like, it's like hootenanny shenanigans, like Bridesmaids-esque.
Oh.
And it looks really funny. So she's in that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
So I think, I hope she gets another chance.
That might be a little too comedy for
I don't
Oscars,
think that's going to be Oscars, but I think like she'll have her day, hopefully.
Wait, let's take a moment for Jamie Lee Curtis because this is the year of comebacks. Activia yogurt to an Oscar? When she was making those commercials, everyone's thinking, wow, she's done for it.
Yeah, they're like, bye-bye. See you, girl.
You're at the end, you know? And wow, she was not.
We love a scream queen redemption. Ugh, so sorry. The yogurt's on my mind.
And I will say, I liked her speech because she gave credit to everybody.
Yeah.
She always has a real, like, I feel like she's probably an intense person in real life, but she's real.
Yeah.
She is not one of those, like, foo-foo, I hide behind a facade.
Yeah.
I think what you see is what you get with her.
I also feel like if she didn't win and if anyone else would have won, she would have still been like so ecstatic. Like she just has that, she's just, you know, fucking cool. Fucking cool. This was her first nominee ever, by the way.
Wow.
But like again, like horror movies, which was a lot of her filmography, they don't normally get nominated, which is bullshit, but anyway,
you're the horror fan.
I am.
Kate, I feel like the other thing that is fun about the Oscars is as they start to kind of fill in the gaps between the different awards, they do like montages.
I love a montage.
They do
the holiday.
Oh my god! They do all
fun.
sorts of that. And then it's for the movies that I haven't seen that they give a little kind of spiel beforehand.
Oh, I do like that.
I think all awards ceremonies should do that. I can't even think of like, you're a little kid, right? And it's like, the MVP for the best baseball player goes to, I want to see footage of like little
the proof.
Susie.
Show the proof like Space Jam did.
You know,
that's right.
Shannon
that's
doing
right.
it. 3-minute clips. Like what's happening. Because it's fun. It's fun to watch. And And I told you this, but I don't know if we talked about it on the podcast. It made me want to watch The Whale. Like The Whale, and I watched it, and when we get there, Kate, we'll talk about that.
I read an article that was saying, every award show is different in its own way, right? So like the little details of how it's run, I don't think I can speak to that year by year. But this article was saying that like something that it did this year that I guess it maybe didn't always do is that piece that you just talked about where they did actually show clips from the movies for the best picture. And they were saying that in some other years, they wouldn't do it like that. And it would instead only be talked about when it was like, here's the nominees. And then it's like a way shorter time frame. So like they broke it up by kind of giving you a little bit more of each movie. There was also a lot of best picture nominees. I think there were 10 this year.
I kind of, now you're making me think of being like, I don't know why, but you're making me think of Jimmy Kimmel was kind of funny where he's like, we still have a lot to do, so we're gonna rush you.
This is the longest ever. And I'm like, if Bridget's not complaining about the length, it's not that long. Okay, thank you.
But I'm realizing I thought they were pretty rude to a lot of people. A lot of people were trying to get up and speak, and they just shut them down, and then nobody said anything.
Hate it.
That's your, like, get over yourself. That's someone's one moment.
Right.
I hated that. We could wait. We can wait and let this poor person who their entire life's work has culminated to this moment, and instead Jimmy Kimmel from the fucking Man Show is gonna come on and say, Susan, keep moving. Get out of here.
It was only like the lesser known. It wasn't like the A-list,
exactly. They're not cutting off Jamie Lee Curtis.
Right. Yeah.
We also, this is so random, but the other thing that's nice about the Oscars is it informs you of movies that you should be aware of.
Yes.
And how about the one where the woman's husband is in solitary confinement from Putin?
My God.
Yes. And there's a whole documentary and he's still there. We gotta get this guy.
And
Who is he?
And that was one of the women who was making her fucking speech. And she's like, so my husband's still imprisoned, thanks for supporting the movie. Let's fight the Russians. War in Ukraine is terrible. And then literally they started playing the music over her. I was like, girl!
Horrifying.
Get a megaphone, because this is some bullshit.
What is that called?
That was the best documentary. Was it the long? Was it the
Navalny?
long documentary? It was like the last name.
Navalny.
Is that a last name? Okay.
A Russian opposed leader's near fatal poisoning. Oh my God.
Navalny.
Thank you, because I was not being able to say that with this nasal nose.
So,
That's not a word that this nose is saying.
This was the documentary feature film. Yeah.
But then you and I started making jokes about movie titles, aka The Irish Goodbye, aka How We Leave Bars.
AKA Our Lives, How I Live My Life. It's my motto. It's the only way to live. And, highly recommend.
And then you're starting to be like, wow, this is so interesting. I'm getting into it. And all of a sudden, fucking Disney, who now owns ABC, decides they're going to break up the Oscars for a commercial. A live commercial where we have Melissa McCarthy come out. Who else was with her?
Oh, it was the girl who's Ariel, Halle Berry. She's a younger Halle Berry.
Yes. Yeah. And they're introducing the trailer to The Little Mermaid. I'm sorry, but this, and I have a kid, and maybe one day she'll do this, but this is like when you're having a jam at an adult party and some little kid's like, want to see my performance?
Yeah, they're like,
no!
Look at our talent show that we just made
don't.
up right now. And you're like,
we don't want to see it. I'm sorry. I'm like 3 sheets deep in Sauvignon Blanc. No.
See, part of me is like, because you made a joke about like, this is turning into the Super Bowl. But the difference is the Super Bowl doesn't stop the fucking football players and force everyone in the stadium to watch this 3.5-minute thing.
Wait.
Like, they do it on the commercials. There were still commercials for this. Like, they could have done it that way. And then for the people that were actually there, they have a break, obviously, within there. Show them that. But we don't need to watch it during the ceremony, guys. Ugh.
And I'm really confused why Ariel, who is black, has a white dad.
These are the questions.
We never know moms because Disney kills the moms.
Mom is dead. She actually got hit by a boat. We find that out in a later movie. That's how she died.
But I kept thinking, like, why? Why can't we just, like, if you are trying to appeal to an audience you have ignored for centuries, why? Why is now she the only black girl or woman really in this? I was just kind of annoyed.
Apparently her sisters, which I don't think were in the trailer, are all going to be multiracial. So that's cool.
Okay.
And I hope
so
that's
they wanted
true.
So they wanted to show.
I do kind of wish we just fucking bit the bullet, Disney, and made Ursula a drag queen. I just don't know why we're afraid of doing that. Like, she literally was modeled after a real life drag queen.
Wow.
So cool. But, you know, I guess we'll try again in 20 years or something.
Well, they own the world, Kate.
Yeah, so
it doesn't matter.
They own the Oscars and our screen time. Great.
It is terrifying. Then we start to get, in my opinion, a little duddy with All Quiet on the Western Front. All Quiet on the Western Front. All Quiet.
This is the movie that I was like, Mom would fucking like this movie.
This is when James, I'm like, hey honey, you want to watch a movie? And when I make a joke with him that he literally is like, how about we watch an old war movie, Bridget? And I'm like, no, it's the worst. Anything but that. Yeah. So I don't know, but I feel like then we start to, like, you know, what's really cool too, to your point of all the clips, and we start to like get, I don't know, we see hot dog fingers and things are so ridiculous. Rockakuni.
Oh, I love
I don't know. It's just, things are insane. And then we get to best hair and makeup.
Thank
God.
Now
this is, I gotta get her name right. This was like a moment in history. The woman from Black Panther won again, and she's the first black woman to have 2 Oscars ever.
Yeah, which is fucking
What is her name?
Absurd. So she won best costume design, because then there's a separate category for hair and makeup.
Ruth E. Carter.
That's Carter. Yeah. That's the second. That's it. That's fucking it.
Isn't that so sad?
I hate everyone.
Yeah. So, but now that Disney owns ABC, Kate, and one day they'll just own all of the Oscars. Yeah. Wait.
Yeah.
So hair and makeup, that was won by The Whale.
That was The Whale. Bridget and I had some conversations at the time, but although I am interested to hear if your opinion changed a little now that you've seen it. Or are we still like, that's a bunch of bullshit?
So I think fat people should play fat people.
The only argument I heard against it, and I have not seen the movie, so this is not me, I'm just repeating what I've heard, is I guess the character is like 600, 700 pounds, and so people were just saying that like that isn't
This is what
realistic,
James
I guess.
Yeah, James argued this with me. He's like, that person could not act.
Like there was, like it was...
They couldn't, because they were gonna die. That's kind of the part of the whole movie, is they're so sickly. Brendan Fraser was so incredible that I kind of didn't. It was okay. It was okay, but we just let fat people play fat people. You know, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, there's a fucking, like in the most recent Batman movie, fucking Colin Farrell played the Penguin, but they gave him like weird fat suit and prosthetics, and I was like, this could have just been a different person. Like, I don't... Why do we need you? Like, I don't understand. I don't understand. You're a good-looking man and you covered it up and I'm mad at you. So this is a bunch of bullshit.
And Kate, this is the point in the show that you started screaming about how if a man and a woman went up there because they both won, the man would go first and then the woman wouldn't have time to speak. They must have cut off like 4 different women.
So many times. And I was like, is anybody gonna say something? Anybody? If Whoopi Goldberg was hosting this Oscars, she would have called that shit out because she's a queen. I'm just fucking saying.
I then couldn't believe it because we have Warner Brothers commercials, we have Disney commercials.
Oh my god, I forgot about the Warner Brothers.
I just kept thinking, this is so dumb.
What was the Warner Brothers one excuse? Was it like an anniversary or some nonsense? Or did they just...
I don't...
Like, was there a reason? Or... They didn't even give a reason.
I'm sure it was, and I couldn't even pay the frick attention.
Oh my fucking god. Cannot.
Yes. Jimmy Kimmel brings out a donkey. It's not the donkey from the movie.
Yeah.
You watched that movie, right? What's it called?
Did. The Banshees of Inisherin.
You didn't like it, right?
I will never watch it again. God. It was so depressing, but not in, like, it didn't make me cry. I just felt, like, bad. And I was like, wait, why? And then everyone in the movie feels bad or, like, dies. And you're like, so...
Wow.
Is there a lesson? Is it? Hello? Okay.
Wow.
It was horrible. And, like, the acting was great. The acting was awesome. I loved, like, the people in it, but it was so miserable. And I was like, does this screenwriter need someone to talk to? Because I'm worried.
Honestly, the secondary star to the Oscars was Ireland. Because how many...
So many Irish...
movies and actors, it was just... Ireland was on display.
I really wish, Sister... Oh, my God. Sister Michaels. Really wish Sister Michael was there just to, I don't know, just to be there. Would have elevated it for me, but yeah.
We had excellent performances with Rihanna, who sang her song from Black Panther.
Iconic.
Is that called Black Panther?
Wakanda Forever, yeah.
Okay, somebody needs to tell Rihanna, you are pregnant and you need a break.
Girl.
Take a break.
Girl. We were just talking about you lose your hair during pregnancy. Okay, you gotta watch out.
She must be so tired. And she is doing the Super Bowl and the Oscars. Why can't she get a break? Why can't everyone leave her alone? Where's our maternity leave policy in this country?
Girl is building up that baby's college fund. Kid's done. That kid's good till it's 40.
She's like, Super Bowl, first kid. Oscars, second kid. Boom, college done.
We're done. Yeah. There was also a performance by Lady Gaga. She rolled up.
She always kind of throws in something you're not ready for. She's surprising.
That's Stephanie, whatever her last name is. She wore a full-on face of makeup, I guess for photo time, and then they're like, here's Lady Gaga, and she has no makeup.
T-shirt.
She's in a t-shirt. She's a cool girl, like Mila Kunis on the island, and she sings a, like, stripped down version of, what was that, the fucking Top Gun song?
I think so.
Wow.
And
I didn't see that, but I heard it was actually really good.
Really?
You know, yeah, but I don't know.
I talked about this with a coworker, and I want to not like it, but everyone keeps telling me it's pretty good.
Yeah,
so,
the song is
credits
Hold My Hand from Top Gun Maverick.
I loved it.
Yeah, it was good. And then the other song, which ended up being the winner, was Not Two. I think that's how we pronounce it, from
that
RRR.
was a super cool performance.
Like, iconic
What did
dancing.
they do with their leg? If you go back and watch
it hurt
they
my
take
knee.
their leg.
My knee hurt looking at it.
Oh my God. My knees, my back. They moved their leg like they were Pinocchio. How did they do that?
When you watch the actual, like, clip from the movie, like, part of me is like, is this sped up footage? But I don't know if it is. I don't think it is.
Move.
It's so crazy.
The dancers, incredible.
Yes. Yeah. So that was cool. We love that. We love a good performance. That was like our Super Bowl halftime, but 5 songs and broken up throughout the whole night.
I love it. Then, I'm just dying laughing because you keep just texting me the most ridiculous things. You keep tweeting the funniest stuff. I really recommend everyone to go and look at all of our tweets because I was peeing my pants.
It is a thread. It's a long one, y'all.
And I feel like we are culminating to, and I'm sure there's things. Oh, Hugh Grant mentions he looks like a scrotum.
He's a scrotum.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Janelle Monáe was with him, right?
No, it was Andy McDowell, I believe.
Oh, that's right. That's
Who
right.
also like naturally grayed, which I was like, yes, girl.
God.
But then he like made it weird, and he was like, I also have gray hair, but I'm a scrotum. And I was like, what are you trying to say? What are you trying to say, sir? Because unless you're standing next to Daniel Craig, I'm not here for it. Unless Colin Firth is throwing you through the window in Bridget Jones's Diary, I'm not here for it. All right, watch it.
Also, there's a reference that comes on later about Cocaine Bear. I knew nothing about this.
You don't know about Cocaine Bear?
No, I know nothing about this. What is it?
Well, it's a bear that eats a bunch of cocaine, and this was based on a true story, or I want to say loosely based. And I believe
not say you don't know Cocaine Bear. It's a bear that does cocaine.
That's what
I need a little more. Is that it?
That's
it.
The plot. And then it just runs rampant and murders everyone.
Wow.
And, Elizabeth Banks directed it, so that was cool. Also, was she like dying on stage? And did she need a cough drop? What do we do?
Actually got COVID mid announcement because she just was like hi guys, it's me.
Yeah, I was like, damn.
I was like, she either did a lot of coke last night, or has COVID, or is dying, and she's not that type. I feel like, I don't know, but everyone seemed to leave her alone. I thought that she was get made fun of. She wasn't.
You gotta acknowledge it. If she didn't acknowledge it, then yeah, I would make fun of it. But she made the joke first. You're like, okay, well, right, whatever. Yeah. So she was announcing. What was she even announcing? Effects, and it was like fucking Avatar that one or something. Which
she kind of. I mean.
You know,
listen, I like the first Avatar, as we already realized it was stolen from Fern Gully.
And Pocahontas and Dances with Wolves and Fern Gully. Yeah.
Okay. And it was the most expensive movie, I think, like, of all time. So I mean,
crazy.
You gotta throw them something. You know?
Honestly, so when I went to Disney, there's a fucking Avatar, like, land. And I kind of was like, I mean, cool, but there's only 2 rides. So, James Cameron, if you're listening, like, movies are great, movies are fun, we like them, but, like, if we're gonna buy rent at Disney, let's, like, up it up. All right, I need some more shit happening, because one of the rides I took a nap on. It was a little, like, calming river ride where they sang a song to me. Anyway, that's my opinion. So let's get to, is Best Director next? Is that right?
Well, there was a series where Everything, Everywhere, All at Once just kept winning.
You know what?
I think it was
original.
win.
So they won Best Original Screenplay, was like kind of kickstarted all this because we're at the screenplay categories. And duh, bitch, they were up against Banshees of Inisherin, The Fabelmans, Tar, and Triangle of Sadness. Yeah, and they fucking won. And then during their speech, the one Daniel was like, I want to thank the teachers. And I was like, yes! That's fucking right! Thank people! Hell yeah. And that's when I also realized that the one Daniel was the man in the movie who had the BDSM secret room and liked to get spanked.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
do actors play themselves?
I'm sure he does, because they're like, they gotta have something going on in their brain to come up with that movie. That's a wackadoo movie, and they classify themselves as maximalist. Go back to our episode and check it out.
Yes.
Lots. There's a lot in there. The hot dog fingers to me were like a lot.
I was pushing it a little bit. Bridget, I sent you a tweet because our follow-up is the adapted screenplay. So this was won by the woman who did Women Talking. Her name is Sarah Poley. And I just sent you a tweet that I made because one of the things that this ceremony did, which was a little scary, was anytime it was like, yay, you won, they had like in the background like a blown up picture of like something from the movie, and during this woman's speech it's fucking Frances McDormand's face, really scary and angry. She looks like The Exorcist, literally judging her in the background, and I'm so afraid. And why the fuck is that the thing you put in the background? What's happening?
Oh my god,
that's one of our tweets, y'all. Go click like, subscribe. Wow.
Yeah, but I feel like, okay, Elvis didn't really win a lot.
I don't think Elvis won anything, and Banshees didn't win anything either.
Wait, Brendan Fraser wins. What does he win for again?
Brendan
Supporting
Fraser's
actor.
in The Whale, Bridge.
Okay, but what did he win for? What was the award?
Best Actor.
Wait, I thought Data won for Best Actor.
He was Best Supporting Actor, Data.
Ah, that's right. We go. So that, isn't that weird that they have Best Male? Oh no, they do supporting first, then they do the Best Actors at the end, and then they do the movie. Okay. Yeah. Seeing The Whale. Let's talk about it. Did you see it?
No.
He was so good.
Oh.
The tears, there are no more tears.
They're gone?
Come out of my body.
They're all gone? Oh my.
He took them all.
Oh.
And the joke, obviously, I think maybe I have like a little more of attachment because I think he looks exactly like
he does.
My husband.
Yes, he does.
But my husband isn't fat. But just like all of his acting is in his eyes.
Yeah.
You gotta see it.
I'm gonna see it.
Promise me you'll watch it.
I will watch it.
When you're ready to cry. Seeing him win, though, I really hope it's not like, oh, Brendan Fraser has a comeback and now I'll ignore him for 20 years.
Yeah.
I really hope he is back because I started to look at his history. Obviously, we did The Mummy. He got super famous then.
Woo!
Then, because of all of his like physical acting, even his screaming, Kate. He like harmed his body to an insane point. He had multiple back surgeries.
Oh my
He
God.
had an issue with his voice. Remember,
Oh.
we made fun of how much he screamed in The Mummy?
Yeah.
At the same time, he gets divorced,
Oh.
and slowly after, he has that, like, it's like a sexual assault
With the foreign film something.
the Golden Globe.
Oh, Golden Globes.
President at the
Yes.
time. When I read it, it was like he grabbed his penis,
Ew.
said it was a joke. Brendan was like, it didn't feel like a joke, and then nothing happened with it. And after that, that's when he got super blacklisted, but
Yeah.
nobody would acknowledge it. So when you see this movie, he's also in this like really vulnerable position. And then to see him win, this is why it's the season for comebacks.
Yeah.
I want these people, though, to stay around.
Right.
That's what I'm hoping.
Keep coming back. You're back and you're staying.
Keep coming back. Is that an AA?
Keep coming back. We're here all week. Come on down. Oh my God. Yes.
Yeah.
So that was really awesome. Very emotional. And then you're right. The Everywhere Everything All at Once, they win the directors win best directors.
Yep.
Which is different than the screenplay. They also win best editing, which we talked about this in the episode. There were like 5 guys. They self-taught themselves editing.
They earned that.
And
that editing.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Holy shit. So they won.
Yeah.
And then, yes, now we get to Michelle Yeoh. And during her speech, she says a point where she goes, and ladies, don't let anyone ever tell you you're past your prime. And I was like, fuck yeah, Women's History Month!
Everyone with the Ozempic and looking like they're 30 years old, Michelle Yeoh looks like a normal woman, aging normally. Probably she has makeup and does things here and there, but she has like wrinkles and expression.
Yeah.
And it just is refreshing because she's stunning.
Yep. She's awesome. Very fucking well deserved. And she was the first Asian woman to win Best Actress Oscar. And there was, on Twitter was arguing, because that's what Twitter does in itself. There were people who were like, that's not true. There was another woman who won Best Actress and she was Asian. But it was like from like the 50s or like a long, long time ago. And the woman lied about being Asian because she knew if she admitted she was Asian, they would never nominate her because racism. And so technically, Michelle Yeoh is the first Asian woman to
So when she won, you lost it on me. I don't know how much wine you had at that point.
What did I say?
They said
I blacked out.
Michelle Yeoh having no formal training in martial arts.
That pissed me
mad.
off. I'll rant
mad.
about it again. Why the fuck is that the fun fact that we're talking about? Why are we being like, yeah, she's not formally trained, LOL. Like, can we say something nice? Can we be like, she's the best and coolest? I don't fucking understand. Who wrote that? Who did it? Because it wasn't the Daniels. Okay? Jesus Christ.
This award goes to Katie, who doesn't actually have blonde hair.
Yeah,
she dyes
that's
it.
exactly what it felt like. This goes to Katie, who cheated on her math test in 3rd grade one time. People don't forget. That's what it fucking felt like. I was like, nobody else got that. So what the fuck is happening?
Jimmy Kimmel is in the corner with his watch, pointing at it, yelling at people to go faster, and then all of a sudden, Harrison Ford walks out.
You know, that
and
was kind of the clue, I think, of
I think it was too, right?
You know, they do say that nobody knows who the real winners are, but like, I mean,
they gotta know.
Don't they know?
Don't they know? Yeah. But then I guess you don't want to be the jerk, though, that you don't want to have a La La Land, you know?
I was going to say, like, that year, and I don't even understand how that happened, because if there's only one fucking envelope, how did you switch? What is that? I don't get it. I don't understand the math.
Who printed it?
Who?
Awkward. An intern.
Well, everything.
Back to everything, everywhere, all at once.
So they win, and then this is where a man came up. Who was this man? Who was this man?
I don't know. Who?
I don't know.
Oh.
I think he was the producer, and he got a lot of shit because during his speech, he says a line where he goes, profits matter more than people. But everyone was like, we think he meant to like flip-flop that. But you were like, but LOL, he didn't. And he's like the middle manager. and nobody knows who this person is, and he literally is monologuing for 40 minutes, and why even the fuck? Yeah.
Hashtag dyslexia.
Like,
yikes.
I mean, like, I don't. It is very strange. And I'm trying to think back to other years if I ever, like, took notice of something like that. And I really can't remember. It just really stuck out this year, I think, because, like, you know, we saw so many of the people involved with this movie winning. And then this random ass person that nobody knows just comes up, doesn't introduce himself. It's not like their name is attached to it. Like, I don't understand. Yeah. It's fucking weird.
I think at that point, I was like, Kate, I'm tired.
You were like, bedtime. It's bedtime.
And I'm on Central Time, so what a wussy pants I am, because it wasn't even as late as you.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. It was weird, but, you know, it was really fucking awesome. Oh my God, did I send you this tweet, by the way, too? Hold on.
This is great.
Hold on, so sorry,
the play-by-play tweets, the tweet play-by-play.
Yeah, listen, you gotta go on there and check it out. Just look at that fucking tweet.
Yes. His googly eyes on his bow tie.
James Hong, who's the 94-year-old. He played Gong Gong in the movie. He put googly eyes on his bow tie.
That is
amazing.
So adorable.
I love him.
It was a good time. If anything, I'm a little nervous for next year because I feel like they can't do this twice, but they should. They really should.
Yeah. Woo! I mean, I love them. I watch them every year. They're the best. I made a fake subscription to watch this, so that was cool. I already canceled it, you know.
Wow.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
I did
sometimes.
too. I'm glad we both remembered.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Here's what you gotta do, people. You gotta watch Everything Everywhere All at Once and listen to our episode. You gotta watch The Whale. Woo! You gotta go watch Wakanda Forever. Woo! You gotta... What else?
Women talking... I don't know. That's all I care about.
That's all you care about. Okay.
Yeah.
We hope you liked it. Kate, it's that time.
It's that time.
And every time we record, you ask me before we start, Bridget, it's your pick. Do you actually have anything?
It's just some housekeeping.
I just think, oh no, my brain. But I got something. And I'm going to kick it off by a timely fact. This episode is coming out next week, right?
Yes.
Where are we at in timeline? Okay.
This will come out on March 29th.
Okay. Super recently, a nostalgic someone, has ended their conservatorship. And that someone is Amanda Bynes.
Yes, we were talking about her in Hairspray.
We wanted to know if she would get it. She got it. She is off living her life. And Kate, in honor of that, we are going to watch... I looked up the movie. The 2006 hit, She's the Man.
Yes! It's the best one! Oh, thank God. That's where I get my phrase rouge from. And welcome. Oh my God. I did also read that she had to check herself into a psychiatric unit recently.
Oh, because of this?
No, Bridge. Like last week, I think she had to.
What?
But she checked herself in, which shows some responsibility, and she's looking out for her well-being. So.
Oh no, is she not okay?
I think she's okay now, but you know, because she was gonna go to an All That reunion, but then she had to cancel because of that. But everyone who used to work with her, including Kenan Thompson and Kel Mitchell, were like, "We support everything you do, Amanda. You're the best." Aww. And then someone was like, Amanda Bynes was the Carol Burnett of the 2000s, and I was like, "Fuck yes, she was."
Yeah, she had physical comedy down.
Oh yeah. Oh my God, this is such a fun movie. Channing Tatum's in this movie. He's a young babe.
Love it.
Wow.
I hope you're right. Because you know what? If you can't go from Oscars to She the Man, you are not a true listener.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think She's the Man rolled up at the Oscars back
because
in the day,
if the Man Show original Jimmy Kimmel can host, we can watch She's the Man. Let's do it, Kate.
We can watch Amanda Bynes wear a weird wig. Yes, we can.
Weird.
It's
so
it's
weird.
Like Pen 15 bowl cut, but we'll get there. We'll talk about it.
We'll get there.
Boy. Wow, good pick, Bridge. I love that.
Thank you. I thought so.
Well, Bridge, I just want to say, if and it's not more an if, it's more of a when. When we finally win our Oscar for
for?
Just lots of things. I'll pick Best Director. When we win our Oscar for Best Director for our parody film of all other films, I will make sure that you get to make, your speech, and you'll get your full time, however long you need. Because, there's no editing, right? So, if it's, I'll just, threaten the music playing people and say, don't you fucking try to do that. Because I love you.
I love it.
Yep.
Wow. Here we are. Oh, and Kate.
Oh,
Kate, your turn.
It's fucking leave me hanging. Jesus, just said this whole nice thing to you.
Well,
cool.
Thank you so much.
Great.
All right, that's our show.
Okay, Jimmy Kimmel.
Kate, so I wrote this for you when we were watching the Oscars, but I really believe that you are going to win one day. And I think it's more for screenwriting and editing, but you can also add directing.
Oh, God.
We have lots of time, and it's fine, because if John Williams can make it, you can too.
Woo!
And I feel like, one, you'll just win, and then when you make your speech, I made a joke that said, I'd like to thank my sister for buying my screenwriting class as a present for my birthday. But you know what, Kate? You don't need to do that. You should just go up there and be Snoop Dogg and say, I'd like to thank me.
Thank me. Thank you, me.
For doing all this hard work.
I'd also like to thank the Sisters Who've Seen It podcast. Click like, subscribe. Right now we're on episode 8,000. Listen up, leave a review, make it 5-star, and everyone's play the music.
Nostalgia is now 2020.
Everyone look under your seats. There's a business card and some M&ms. Yes.
We have a Ko-Fi side by us coffee. Oh my God.
I love that.
I cannot.
Oh, and listeners, if you also love us, thank you, us. And if you love when Eminem performed at the Oscars, because we'll never forget.
Oh my God, his long faces on M&ms, I cannot.
Live there forever. And if you love watching the Oscars like we do, you should write us a review.
Hey.
We love reviews. We love written reviews. You can review us on Apple Podcasts, along with some other podcasting apps. We also have a website, sisterswho'seenit.com. On our website, you can request a movie. So we're getting into the month of April. We're moving away from our nostalgic happy hour. So if you have a good pick you think would work for April, I don't know what theme there is. Are there Easter movies? Whatever. Get on there, fill out the form. It goes on a list, and we'll do it eventually. And Bridge, what else can they do on our website?
They can buy us coffee, which is money.
Woo.
They could buy merchandise, which is stuff.
Yeah.
You could buy, give, do all the things.
Everywhere. Oh, okay.
Everything, all at once.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Wow. Yes. So check all that out, listeners. And we hope to hear from you. All right. Well, we'll see y'all next week for She's the Man. Oh my God, Sebastian. This was based on a Shakespeare, which I feel like we're going to get into some 10 Things I Hate About You conversations.
Wow. 2006 though. Could be dicey.
It's going to be rough, but we're going there, baby. Ooh.
See y'all next week. Hope you enjoyed our Oscars recap. Bye-bye. Love you.
I love
Bye-bye.
you.
I love you. Bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning in to Sisters Who've Seen It. You can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Check out our website at sisterswho'seenit.com, where you can email us, request movies to be reviewed, and keep up to date with all things sisters. Also, make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. See you next week.